Quote, retreat by Sandor. One quote, one reflection, one thought that could bring a moment of light and energy to your day. Join me as we take a look at today's quote. The quote is by Alan H. Neuharth, born 1924, died 2013. It reads, "I quit being afraid when my first venture failed and the sky didn't fall down." Let's take a moment together to explore the messages within this quote. What if I told you that the most powerful lesson about success came from someone's biggest failure? Today, we're exploring how a paperboy who failed at his first business venture went on to revolutionize how Americans consume news.
That's fascinating, especially considering Alan Neuharth's humble beginnings in South Dakota during the Great Depression. The way he started as a newspaper delivery boy after his father's death really shaped his connection to journalism.
You know what's really striking about his journey? When his first venture, Sodak Sports, failed in 1952, he discovered something profound: that failure wasn't fatal. His exact words were, "I quit being afraid when my first venture failed and the sky didn't fall down."
The timing of that failure is so interesting. Here he was, fresh out of college and military service, watching his dream collapse. How did that experience shape his later approach to innovation?
Well, that's where things get really fascinating. Instead of playing it safe after failing, he joined Gannett and started pushing boundaries almost immediately. By 1966, he's launching Florida Today with this revolutionary approach. Shorter articles, bold graphics, completely different from traditional newspapers.
So it's almost like that early failure gave him permission to break all the rules later on.
Exactly. And when he launched USA Today in 1982, you can see how completely fearless he'd become. The journalism establishment called it McPaper and treated it like a joke. But Neuharth had this incredible vision about how people actually wanted to consume news.
The way he structured USA Today was so ahead of its time. Those short, digestible stories, the heavy use of graphics and statistics. It's basically the template for modern digital media, isn't it?
Oh man, you're so right. And here's what's really wild. When critics called USA Today the television of newspapers as an insult, he embraced it. He understood something fundamental about human behavior that his critics missed, that people's reading habits were changing.
That's such an important insight about understanding your audience rather than just following tradition. How did the industry eventually respond to his innovations?
Well, what started as mockery turned into imitation. By the late 1980s, newspapers across the country were adopting USA Today's visual style, shorter articles, and use of color. The paper that was supposed to be the death of serious journalism ended up transforming the entire industry.
You know what makes this story even more powerful? He didn't just stop with USA Today. After retiring in 1989, he created the Freedom Forum and the Newsroom to help preserve and protect journalism.
That's right. And here's what I find most remarkable about his later years. Through the Free Spirit and Journalism Conference, he was actively working to help young journalists overcome their own fears of failure. It's like he wanted to pass on this profound lesson he'd learned.
The way he turned that early setback into fuel for innovation is really something special.
And you know what's really powerful about his legacy? It's not just about creating a successful newspaper or changing how we consume information. It's about showing how embracing failure, rather than fearing it, can lead to transformative change.
That's such a relevant message for today's world, where disruption and innovation are constant pressures.
Let me share one final thought about Neuharth's impact. When he died in 2013, he left behind this incredible blueprint for innovation in the face of criticism. His journey from a paperboy in South Dakota to a media revolutionary really shows us that sometimes our greatest setbacks can become our greatest strengths, if we're brave enough to keep pushing forward.
Well said. He showed us that the sky really doesn't fall down when we fail. Sometimes it just opens up new possibilities we never could have imagined.
With that, we conclude this exciting episode. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd appreciate a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Your support truly helps this channel grow. See you again tomorrow. Yours, Sandor.